45 caliber extendo. Now who's that peeking through my window? I guess you niggas got the wrong info. Fucking with me, you better know what you in for. I will catch a nigga slipping, make his family think you missing. Have him kicking out that ransom for the info. Pull up on the block in the bad motherfucker, wearing all my ice. Won't let nigga touch me. I don't fuck with suckers when I see him, I duck 'em. They say the fans watch, still yelling out fuck 'em. I only fear God, I ain't worried about nothing. From the cradle to the grave, motherfucker, I'm thugging. Nigga bitch down till she yelling I'm coming. Then I'm down with the wind, gotta get back to the money, this is it. I swear to
Woo, what's up, y'all? What's up, man? Before we get started, happy Father's Day to all of them fellas out there.
All the fellas.
All of the fellas. Happy Father's Day to them granddads, the biological fathers, the stepfathers,
dealing with everybody else's kids.
the mentors that don't have no kids. Happy
Right.
Father's Day, man. Happy Father's Day to them, all of y'all.
The uncles that, you know,
that done stepped up, them godparents, them goddads. So, y'all already know what this show gonna be about. This Any and Everything podcast by two kings. This is King Perez.
This King DJ.
Here to you today. I'm super excited. I'm super excited because not only have we been doing the podcast for the last, take out the time of the corona, the last couple months, but this is our first Father's Day edition.
Yeah.
And that we've done before a Mother's Day. We didn't do nothing for Mother's Day. We didn't even have a podcast for Mother's Day.
Nah.
But we got one for Father's Day, man. And it's like, I coach. I got my own. I got goddamn 10 kids myself. Shit, I got 4 kids myself. I coach, I mentor. So I'm not just a father to my kids. I'm a father to other people's kids. And I hold myself up to that standard as being a mentor, not just for my kids, but for other people's kids. You feel me?
I mean, just as a man in your community, and younger people that's around you that you embrace every day, it's our job. You know what I'm saying? To give them the knowledge and give them that pep talk that push them to that next level to do better.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because without that, you know what I'm saying, they left to the strays.
That's true.
Information is power.
What excites me is, it was a big old. Everybody know about it. It ain't nothing, no secret or nothing. But the thing was, like, the last few generations, not excluding the ones that didn't, but they were so quick to throw out, daddies, maybe mamas for sure, whatever the statement was. But now it's like, in my generation, I'm 30. You got guys who taking care of their kids, who their kids live with them. Not discounting my ladies out there because. We can definitely hold a show blessing y'all for what y'all done for us, but our fathers, our young fathers, we stepping up, man, and we owning up to what we supposed to be doing. Yeah, we hit the home run. Yeah, we got that kid, but hey, I know a lot of guys that's not on child support because they do a damn good job taking care of their kids, and I know a lot of guys that's on child support and still do a damn good job taking care of their kids. You feel me?
I always give women a push because through my life, whether I was doing wrong, doing bad, doing good, whatever,
What's up, Marcus?
Always strong women that also gave me knowledge and gave me that push to make it to the next level. Because sometimes we look at it like son needs that dad, to really evolve, but he needs both parents to evolve.
That's damn true.
You know what I'm saying? Because
I
I thank God for the women that crossed my path in my lifetime. And I give them
me as well
plenty of praises because they input and they encourage me.
It's a deep magnitude.
Encouragement, push me to that next level.
Yeah. So like I said. And clearly he agreed, man. We could hold a hell of a long conversation about what our ladies do on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
Because y'all been doing this since the beginning of time,
Yeah.
But today we want some of you ladies to even tap in, man. Everybody not be deadbeats out here. Praise y'all husbands, praise y'all fiancés, y'all child's father. Praise them today, man. Praise them and shoot us something in and say something.
And that's the thing, when it comes to Mother's Day, You know,
everybody
basically all you say, you know, you see a lot of people say, you know, Happy Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day. Everybody is not a great mother, but you know, we take that time to acknowledge the ones that are good without saying something negative.
I know exactly where you get.
So you know, my thing is, ladies, when it comes to Father's Day, don't say Happy Father's Day to the fathers that's, you know what I'm saying, that's doing their job.
Right.
Or the fathers that, you know, because you put a negative spin on it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just keep
it's
it.
being sarcastic.
Right, just keep it simple. Happy Father's Day.
Right.
Those that's not doing their job, they know they're not doing their job. Those that's not doing their job, you know.
You still lay down with them.
Right. Some of them don't care, and karma will come back to us because everything is a revolving door. We take care of our kids, then our kids come back and take care of us. So how that child treats you when you get older is basically how you treated them when they was younger.
That's true.
I mean, you don't even have to say no more. You don't even have to speak negative to a child about his father. Because that child see actions, and that child know good versus bad.
That's why I when I sit up, wordplay is powerful, man. I love words, and then I love playing with words, and I teach my son. My son play with words too, and I be laughing when he do it. But he know, like, you can't speak nothing negative about his dad. Like, you can say he ain't gonna listen, he ain't even gonna care, but you can't tarnish me to him because the proof is in the pudding. My son 9. My son is 9 years old. He's the first one who made this day possible for me. You feel me? Right. And he when it comes to me and him, we hold adult conversations. Like, I don't talk to him like he 9. Right. I talk to him like he's 17, 18 years old, and I let him talk to me however he deemed fit. You feel me?
Right.
But when people try to bash me in front of him or whatever. When he come and talk to me, I know, man. My son just be like, I ain't hearing that, man. Like,
right.
And he know what I do for him on a day-to-day basis.
I mean, kids know what type of parents you are.
Definitely.
They know if you're concerned. They know if you love them. You know, like, you know, I got all girls.
All girls.
You know, 4 girls. I'm raising 4 daughters. So, I mean, I take it step by step because every one of them is different. Every one of them is a different individual that I have to deal with.
That's true.
So, when you're looking at the world of social media, TV, videos, and stuff like that, you know, I do what's age appropriate. Now, we're not going to agree on everything. We're not going to be eye to eye, but yet and still, they are my kids.
Yep.
So I am their father. I'm not their friend. You know what I'm saying? I'm not their homeboy. So I got to, you know, use my best judgment of what I think is appropriate.
In my generation, and this is going off what you said. You made a comment. You said I'm not their friend. In my generation, our parents are so concerned on being our parents are so concerned on being our children friend instead of being a parent first.
Right.
I don't like that. Like, you know, guys do it too. My best friend, this my best friend. You know, talking about our kids, but. No, because you can't deliberate with your kids like you deliberate with your best friend.
Right.
You feel me? Or a lot of women do this. You know, my first king, no, that is not your king. That's your prince. No, man, that is not. No king, that is not your queen. That's your princess. And you hold them to that standard. I know we so stuck on, well, this is the only female. This is my. No, we got to call it as such because when you're dealing with lineage and royalty, once you get into the king and the queen, you already know what's acceptable.
Right.
You feel me? And then next is the prince and the princess, then going down.
Right.
So you treat that kid as such. You don't treat that kid like your king, ladies, or your princess or your queen, fellas. You feel me? But this is an awesome.
And you know, like I tell people all the time, I'm a single father. You know what I'm saying? Only word that counts in my household is mine. You know what I'm saying? I make everything happen here. You know, people say, well, your kids should have a say. They can have a say when they get their own crib.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Because the concept, what most women and men got to understand is when they kids get their household, that's their household.
They're going to run it how they feel.
They're not going to let you tell them what to do in their household. So why would I let you tell me what to do in my household?
That's true.
this is how I run the household. If you don't like the rules in this household, you get older, you get you a job, and you get your own place. You know what I'm saying? Then you can run your kingdom the way you feel fit.
How you choose?
I mean, my oldest daughter, she know how I clean, she know how organized I am. You know, when I go to her house, and it's like when she got her first house, I went over there, I'm stacking mail, and I'm moving this, and she was like, "Hey, Dad,"
she cut it to you. Like, nigga, I can't do that at your kingdom. Don't do that shit at mine.
That's my career. I find my shit just fine right here the way it is.
But in her growth of her, you seeing her with her own apartment and then developing onto a house, how often do you go over there and you say like, "Oh, she doing stuff like how I do it"?
I mean, you see it when she was like a little bit younger, first in them like early teens.
How old is she now?
She's 27.
Right.
So when she was in her early 20s, you know what I'm saying, she was like, you know, this is my first crib. I'm chilling. I'm maxing. You know, when I get to it, I get to it. But as she get older, you can see her more like, you know what I'm saying, coming to that era like, you know what I'm saying, like, damn, man, I'm becoming my daddy.
Yeah. And people say that about me, like, man, when I was younger, before my mom died, my mama used to always say, "Oh, I see you doing this, I see you doing this, I see." And as I got older, I was a badass, dumbass young kid. But once I started to mature and develop as an adult and as a man, because I was over 18 and I still wasn't an adult and I still wasn't a man.
Exactly.
You feel me? But once I started to develop into my manhood, everything that my mother has said that I would do, I have accomplished those things. You feel me? Like I see you mentoring kids. I've done that. I see you on pulpits and podiums preaching. I've done that. And there's so much that she has said that I've done, and it's made me the man that I am today, along with, you know, others. I always say my wife pushes me. You know, my old mentor, James Hunt, who was like a father figure to me, he pushed me, and the men who were surrounding you as well added on, and me, brotherhoods, all of this, and it pushed me and made me into the man that I am today, that equivalates into the father that I am. You know what I'm saying? So we as men, I was on Facebook today and scrolling all of the fathers. I see them gathered around other men and other fathers just celebrating amongst themselves. And it's okay, because at first I was like, "Oh, y'all ain't got y'all kids," but this is our day. The women do it.
Right. I mean, we as men, what we gotta start doing, we gotta start acknowledging each other.
Yes.
We gotta start building somewhat of a community, especially in the black community. We'll walk past each other and we won't even look at each other.
Won't speak.
Won't speak. We are black men. We are the leaders of our community.
That's
if
true.
we don't communicate,
That's true.
and get an understanding, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna even be able to make it. You know, I had a disagreement probably about a week ago with a black dude. You know, I really didn't know him that much, but I know of him.
Right.
And he got upset about something that had transpired between us. So, you know, the first thing came out of his mouth was like, you know, MF, this and that, this and that. And I was like, hold up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, back in my days, when I was younger, I probably would have split his head open. But, you know, I'm older now. I'm mature. I look at the world difference. Like I told him, I was like, hold up. I'm a man just like you are.
Just like you are.
You never heard me speak to you in any type of language for me to, for you to assume that's acceptable talking to me like that. We are men. If you have a disagreement or you don't agree with something that I did, you could come talk to me. Because I'm never in a position where I feel like, I can't admit that I'm wrong.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a man. I make mistakes, just like anybody else. So, that type of conversation, we can't conversate like that.
You got to show him, like you did, what's acceptable and what's not. If I don't speak to you in that nature, then by means, you shouldn't speak to me in that nature.
Right.
Energy reciprocates off energy. If I give you even if it's in a negative content, but even still in our negative content, I'm dishing out positive energy to you. I shouldn't be able to receive negative energy, even in a negative content. You feel what I'm saying?
And most of that conversation was on the phone. But when I got face to face with him, I got face to face with him for the simple fact it wasn't face to face to, you know what I'm saying, to bully him. It wasn't face to face to say, you know what I'm saying, I do harm to you. It was face to face to get an understanding. Look me in my eyes
like a man that you are.
Exactly. And if you have any words to say to me, we're gonna sit here and conversate
and hash
as men.
It out and hash it out
You know
as
what I'm
men.
saying? So you gotta understand, so many of these young brothers out here, they don't know how to have that conversation.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to fight either.
So they quick to do what?
They quick to kill each other over shit that's petty.
And this us as men, as fathers, as beacons in our community, as the leader, as the head, to come around. If we around each other and we showing these young bloods how we are just communicating and conversing, then therefore they should be doing the same thing amongst their own community and their own age group.
Because the saddest thing I ever heard a young father say is after he committed the crime of murder, and he was like, I just had my kid. My kid only 9 months old, and I'll never get to see him. Now this dude is going to jail for like 40 years. That means by the time you get out, your kid will be 40 years old.
My dad, my biological father, shout out to him, happy Father's Day. He don't celebrate holidays, but yet and still, you know. He went to jail when I may be wrong in the age. Sis, if you on here, tell me the truth. I think I was like 1. And when he got out, I was 24. But we established, I used to go and see him very seldomly when he was in. But when he came out, we you know, found each other. We established a relationship now that I do believe that if he wasn't in, that he would have been a damn good father.
Right.
You feel me? He would have been a damn good father. I would have either been the best me or, hands down, if my dad was out when I was a kid, I know he would have pushed me to being the best because of how my mother was and how he is now.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So shout out to my father for that. But these parents now, you got to understand that you cannot raise your kids in the penal system.
Right.
You feel me? So if you want to have an effect on your kid fathers, young fathers, or those who want to be fathers, y'all got to understand that we got to change our mindset to not from a poverty-stricken mindset, but a hood street mentality, kill first mindset. No, this is my brother, whether I know him or not. You feel me? Y'all my brothers, y'all my sisters, whether I know y'all or not. So if we respect each other as such, then that energy should reciprocate. Exactly. Therefore, I don't have to worry about doing bodily harm or even killing you. To get my point across.
And we as parents got to teach our kids. We don't need to handle everything with violence. Everything is not a situation for violence.
That's true.
And sometimes
outside of whoopings.
Right, outside of whoopings.
I'm an advocate.
And sometimes you got to walk away. Sometimes you got to be the bigger person, and it's not about being a hoe. It's not about being a punk. You got to walk away from situations that take you out of your norm. Because me as a professional, me as a father, me as a brother, it's situations that I got to walk away from because I have too much to lose. And the situation is not worth everything that I built. So I don't, words is just words. So, I have to learn sometimes to just chalk that up and go about my business. It's not that serious.
That's true.
2 or 3 minutes can give you 30 to 40 years in prison.
That's true.
And look what you're losing. You're losing your kids. You're losing your spouse. You're losing your house. Everything that you built and worked hard for.
Your kingdom.
Out of 5 minutes of just bullshit.
Or you lose your life. And you lose it all.
It's too much to lose.
It is.
When it comes down to it.
And then we got to stop thinking about, it's okay to be selfish in that nature. But even stop being selfish and stop thinking about what you just gonna lose and understand what the people around you gonna lose because you an effective person
and
in
that's
their
a
life.
lot. Look how much they lose. They lose that support,
that mentor.
Right. They lose everything. Not just monetary, but I mean that mental.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Those
That
spoken
emotional
words,
feelings.
yes, everything,
You know?
man, and it's irreplaceable. Yeah, he or she can go and get another mate, but
Right.
but that person is not you.
Because, I mean, like I always tell people, at the end of the day, no matter what I do, where I go, at the end of this day, my kids expect me to be home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And if I'm not home by a certain time, they calling, Daddy, where you at? You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, they love their father.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they want you to be there. So you got to understand, when you go out in these streets and you do something that's going to send you away for a while, that child at home is wondering where you at. They looking for you every day. When he coming back?
And I had to learn that because I would hang out and my wife would hit me up or whatever when I'm with my bros or I'm with my family or whatever. And I'm like, bro, why you checking on me? I'm with the bros and my phone ringing, they laughing. Oh, you making jokes or whatever. But once she broke it down, she was like, it's not to check to see where you at, it's to check to see if you okay. Like,
right.
At the end of the day, no matter how long you hang out, you still got responsibility,
Right.
2, 3, 4 responsibilities at home.
When you become,
you gotta make it home.
When you become a father, you become a parent. You know what I'm saying? You're not part time. You don't call 24 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
Your family is your top priority.
Number one.
I mean, I used to, feel that too. You out with the homeboys. It's like it's different. You gotta evolve because you so used to hanging with your homeboys and y'all hanging out, but now you got a family.
Yep.
So that family becomes first priority.
Primary.
So like, I mean, me personally, I never gave a fuck when my boys be like, you gotta go home. You sure goddamn right I gotta go home. You peace the fuck out.
You get up with pride, nigga. Like,
right, shit. I mean,
you the nigga that don't say nothing. You just get up and go. All right.
I'm like, y'all can hang out all motherfucking day if you want to. I'm going home because I gotta get my kids situated because you know what I'm saying. They either gotta go to school or they gotta go to the daycare, and I gotta make sure that's tight. I gotta make sure family's straight. I'm going home plus because I gotta eat dinner. Y'all motherfuckers stopping at a restaurant. I got a whole goddamn meal at the crib. You know what I'm saying? Right. Second of all, I'm not, I'm in a position now where I ain't got to sleep at my homeboy's crib with 4 or 5 motherfuckers just, lounging everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I got a family. I got a home to go to. I sleep in a bed now.
Like, that's true, man. My wife said Happy Father's Day to the Kings. And Rogers, what's up, Ken? Ken said Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you too, man. He a hell of a father too, man. He attempts to, he tries hard to be in his kids' life and do his thing, man. I applaud you too.
And that's that next level of conversation too. I hate to hear brothers say, well, my kid's mother won't let me see my kids. As fellas, what you gotta understand, that's not her choice.
It's not.
It's not her choice.
I just learned something over the weekend. I'll tell you. Go ahead.
Any brother that has a kid and you have a mother that's taking that kid out your life, go down to court. Fill out a motion. Fill out for parenting time. I don't care how they make you seem like it's not going to go in your favor. Keep pushing. You got to understand, when you go down there, they look at you basically as a father and they look at you as a deadbeat. You got to prove to that system that you worthy of being with that kid. That means you got to have patience and you got to push. You know what I'm saying? You got to go down there. I don't care. You got to understand, this is your kid.
And the more that they see you down there, the more that they start becoming lenient and evicting the case towards your way. A lawyer himself just over the weekend told me, he said 2 things. He said, when a man goes into the system to try to fight for their kid, it's different than when a woman does it. When a woman does it and she's selfish, they understand, oh, this is mama's baby, this is mama's baby.
Right.
But when a man go in there and he's selfish, the system thinks that it's just to take that child and be spiteful. He was like, if you go in there with the notion of it's for the best interest of the kid, that's when. So we gotta stop being selfish.
You gotta be vigilant.
That yes.
You gotta be writing your motions. You gotta make it to every court date
on time.
You know what I'm saying? Because if she's keeping your kid from you, it's called parenting alienation.
Yeah.
And that's something she can't do. That's against the law. You need to keep a date and time. First, you need to have a parenting time established with the court. Make sure that you always meet on your parenting time, the time you're supposed to. It's no excuses. These your kids. If you getting them every couple of days, every other weekend, ain't no way you should not be able to make it.
I mean, shit, at that point, you should have established a system that works to set up everything around your kids.
So if she's not meeting that parenting time, every date she don't meet, you write that down. You keep that as a record. So when you go to court, you're not just saying that, well, you know, she won't let me see my kid. You can be like, nah, June 22nd, 2020. I was supposed to pick up my son, no show, no call. You got to have dates. You got to be persistent. Any fella out there, if you can't see your kid, hit me up. Hit me in my messenger. Hit me up on Facebook.
Let them know the name. Let them know the name.
I can make sure you know what I'm saying, you get to see your kid. Houston off Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, at one point in life, that was me. But I never gave up that fight.
That's right.
I went head first at them because I had a lot of people tell me, well, just wait till your kid get 18, then they'll come find you. That's bullshit.
Somebody told me that about my daughter.
I'm not about to miss 18 years of my kid's life. You know what I'm saying? Just because the mother has a problem because I moved on, or she feels that my parenting skills ain't, you know, like her parenting skills. That's, you know, what I do when I'm with my kid, that's my business. As long as it's not in a harmful manner, and I'm not harming my child.
I was about to say, as you as the father, you shouldn't want to harm your child.
Exactly.
So I hate when that even get brought up.
I mean, because I can't tell you how to parent. You're not going to listen.
That's right.
Which both of us should be co-parenting. And what applies to one should apply to both, because you never want your kids to think that you're not working together. Because when they see you not working together, they play sides.
I don't like the parents, because it's on both sides, that when y'all separate and y'all have a child in the middle, that dad don't want mom to have a boyfriend, or mom don't want dad to have a girlfriend around their kids. Like,
I mean, a lot of people find the relationships that I have with my kid's mother strange.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they be like, why do you and your kids' moms get along
so easy?
So easy. Because we established a long time ago that we don't want each other.
The one that I met at the first episode, the one who was down here, y'all was, if you would have been like, D, what you think we are? I'd have been like, y'all friends.
I mean, we are friends.
But I wouldn't have put Lil Mama in the middle of y'all and said y'all parents.
Well, the thing is, we established a long time ago, if we was going to be in a relationship, we would have been in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So what ties us together is that child. One thing we as parents don't want, we don't want our child to see us fighting. We don't want our child to grow up with the mindset that I can use my mother and I can use my father because they don't see eye to eye. So I can play both sides.
Yeah.
We established a long time ago, our main concern is raising that child till she's 18. And, you know, me as a father, I want my daughters to grow up to be respectable women. I want men to look at them like, you know what I'm saying, they was raised right. You know, that in itself, and, you know, with the mother help, we come together and we put our minds together. And we're going to be, you know, we look at it like, what is it going to take for us to do to make sure she at least walk, you know what I'm saying, across that stage for, you know, high school. Make sure she able to hold her head up in her community because, you know what I'm saying, they know what type of woman she is and what type of woman she's becoming. You know, that's our responsibility. So we have to make them hard decisions and stuff. And we can't do that fighting with each other. We can't do that if we don't have open lines of communication. It's not gonna happen.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I'm like, dog, like the relationship that you and all your daughters' mothers had. That's a motherfucking. That's a milestone, bro.
My thing is, it's paramount to me to have that relationship. You know, that's one
especially
thing.
with all girls.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
one
not
thing
saying
I force.
that. Yeah, not saying
you know.
that all boys make the difference, or you can change because you still want to have that relationship to show your boys how
Right.
you should treat a woman. You feel me?
Exactly.
But for you to have all girls and all of that estrogen that's in your house, and then dealing with the estrogen outside of your house, which is they mother, and you got that, and you controlling all of it.
You gotta compromise, man, and see. Sometimes we as men don't like to compromise. Sometimes we as men don't like to back down. But I tell my young men, you know what I'm saying, and I tell brothers that every battle you're not gonna win every
That's
battle.
true.
You gotta learn how to pick your fights. You know what I'm saying? So it's like some things that I'm old school about. Some things their mother is like, well, you know, you need to like loosen up, lighten up the load. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I feel them, and you know, I try things their way because it's not all about me. It's not all about what I want. It's all about what makes our kids, you know what I'm saying, respond. You know, what gets the better response out of them.
And what gets the job done.
Right. So sometimes I got to be a little bit leaner than what I would be, you know what I'm saying? Because like I say, each child is an individual. Now, you know, that first child, I was like, you know, no. I was strict. Like, it ain't happening. You know what I'm saying?
But that's always with the first one, though.
Right.
That's always.
So, you know, my oldest daughter looked at me like, Daddy.
You a punk.
Nah, you already know. Back in the days, you wouldn't let me do this.
Let me do that. I know she be on a free zone, boy.
Right. So it's. I mean, things changes, but as a father, you gotta adapt, cause it's no book to this, man.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? It's no type of rules or structure. Every day is different. You know, every child is different. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I call, you know, like, I look at it like this. When you become a deadbeat father is when you stop trying. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody is not in a position to buy this, to give you that. You know what I'm saying? But if you're a father and you there, it don't matter how much money you got. Because, see, a lot of women base it on, you know, you only a good father if you spending a certain amount of money.
My first son's mother, the one thing that I would always say that she taught me, one thing she said to me, and I never forget. I was thinking that I just got a job, I'm breaking bread, I'm doing this, but I wasn't spending quality time with my son. You feel me? I get my son. Me and my best friend was just laughing about this today. I get my son to have him for a week, drop him off to my best friend's house and go and hoop every day of the week. Or I'm going to hang out with my boys, and that wasn't fathering. You know, I was just showing off for her. I got my kid at the time that I was supposed to get my kid. But I was never with him, you feel me? But my son's mother said to me, it's not about what you can do for him. It's about the quality time you spend with him.
Exactly.
You feel me? And then I started to understand from there as a little bit as I got older.
I mean,
it's all about the time.
Even with my girls, I take them fishing. You know,
I've given up jobs. Like I remember I told you, I've given up jobs, bro, to make sure I'm there in my son's life. Right. And it was like, it's what I'm supposed to do.
I mean, and you got to take into account too, like some of the activities that they like to do. Of course, we as, you know, fathers don't like to do them, but we got to do them. Right. I mean, it's moments. I tell you, never sell your kids short and don't give them moments. Because when they get older, they want something to talk about. Hey, Dad, remember we went on this fishing trip? You know what I'm saying? So and so happened.
They be saying stuff we forgot.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So anytime you can give your kids them childhood memories, that's precious to them.
Yep. I said that on Facebook. I'm like, man, it's not about celebrating the day. It's about celebrating the moments that surrounded the day. Right. Because I don't need today because my kids show me love every single day when I come in the house.
Right.
You feel me? My daughter run up and grab and hug on my leg. Sometimes I'm dirty, baby. This Corona stuff, I'm like, I can't hug you right now, baby. I'm dirty. Right. My daughter be like, you a dirt ball, daddy? I'm like, yeah, I'm a dirt ball. But it's those moments that surround my son. No, I'm not gonna miss a practice. I'm not gonna miss a game. It's times where I done created a team to coach to put my son on the team just because he wanted me there so much. You know, it's those moments, fellas, we gotta learn how to create those. It may not be special or significant to us, but man, when I tell you that my son I asked my son, I'm like, who you know for sure gonna be at your game? He said, I mean, you if you ain't coaching the team. And I bust out laughing. I was like, dog, like, all right, I gotta stop coaching my son, you know. But it's those moments that these kids and even me when I was younger, you know, because I still have moments, good and bad. I tell people like, what's your best moment with your mother? And I say this, those who know me, I was bad as hell. So growing up, I was very intelligent, but I chose not to do the work. All I cared about was girls and popularity, right? Grades shit. My grades ain't started getting good until I got into high school, and I wanted to play basketball. So in order to hoop, you got to have a 2.0 that last semester, then a 2.0 coming up that semester, right? And last year. So I couldn't hoop that year. Then I started playing ball. Once I started playing ball, my grades were the 3.4, 3.5, 3.6, you feel me? So my mama sat me down, and she said, this is what she said to me. She said, what clicked? She sat me down, I'm like, what clicked? And I bust out laughing, was like, I knew what she was talking about. We had a report card right there, and I had a 3.2 at the time. And it was my first 3.2, it was my first 3.0. She sat down, my little brother and my uncle lived with me. Them niggas 4.0 students every semester. I'm the nigga who ripping up my report card. I ain't got it. It ain't came in the mail yet. I'm throwing it away when I come home. One time, nigga, I dropped my report card on my way home, right? My mother delivered mail. So all her friends are mail carriers. I dropped my report card. A mail lady picked it up on my block, gave it to my mama at work, and my mama brought it home and was like, I got your report card. I was like, dog, like, bro, I dropped it. But the best conversation that I had with my mama is she asked me what clicked. And I was like, the whooping stopped, laughing. You know, I'm like, I stopped getting whoopings. You know, so she was like, no, I'm serious. And my mama bust out crying in joy that her kid is finally becoming what she already knew that I could become. Right. You feel me? And that was a milestone moment for me because of what I know that I put her through. Right. You feel me? So we gotta create those milestone moments, and it ain't just buying and taking out and doing this and doing that. It's those conversations that those kids will never forget.
And it's never too late.
It's
you know
never
what I'm saying?
too late.
I tell fellas, you know, all the time, if you haven't been there, be there. You know what I'm saying? Do what it is. I mean, you know, you gotta understand, if you haven't been present, you haven't been doing the things you're supposed to been doing, you gotta understand, when you call that mother up, she's not gonna be forthcoming. You know what I'm saying? You have to show her by your actions. You gotta show her by being vigilant and being true to what you say. If you say you're gonna pick that kid up at that certain time, pick that kid up at that certain time. No excuses. If you say you're gonna do something for your kid, do what you need to do for that kid.
That's
no
right.
excuses.
That's right.
I mean, you know, we got to start holding men to a higher plateau. Mm-hmm. If you want to call yourself a man, hold yourself to a higher plateau. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of all that, what you call nagging or bickering or whatever, surpass that. Mm-hmm. That don't even hit my skin. Mm-hmm. I don't even acknowledge it. You can argue with me all day. I'm not going to acknowledge it.
Right.
I mean, you know what
I
I'm saying?
had to learn that, bro.
It's like, basically, I know the solution. And the solution is not in the arguing. The solution is in the preparation and doing what you need to do.
For that kid.
So, I mean, you can miss me with the argue. You can argue all day. I'm not going to listen. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'll set the phone down and let you argue for 3 hours. To yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, my main concern is that kid.
That's right.
That kid not being
That's right.
That kid not being what I see walking down the street in my community. I don't want to be one of them parents that know I have a son or a daughter that's a fuck up. Then something happen and be like, oh, I had a good kid. Everybody know your kid wasn't shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you want to call it a good kid. That kid was a motherfucker. A lot of people in the community probably glad the motherfucker's gone.
But as a parent, you can't say that.
I mean, I'm the type of parent, it is what it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat my fucking kids. I know them.
So you gonna cut into them.
I mean, every chance I get, it is what it is. One thing my mother did, never sugarcoated what type of nigga I was. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? She was like, that motherfucker right there is something special. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody came to the house and be like, you know, well, you know, some of the kids on the block did, she knew I did that shit. She didn't, you know, be like, oh, not my kid. She's like, bring your ass up here.
I remember when I was young, my mom, it started off like if I get in trouble, I tell my mama what happened. My mama, you go to school and cuss the kids, cuss the teachers out. Cause my kid ain't do this, or every time. She like, oh, he did it. Yeah, he did it. Then it went from that to, I'm whooping your ass right here. Mm-hmm. Like, nigga, I know you did it. It sound like your name was written all on it. Nigga, like, that shit.
Yeah, I mean, your parents know, man. Don't, you know what I'm saying?
They know that you gotta know your kid.
Right, don't bullshit yourself.
Yeah, you gotta know the traits and qualities of your kid.
Acting like your kid a fucking angel and you know he ain't. If he a terrorism in the neighborhood, that means you're not whooping his ass that night. And if you can't handle him, you need to send him to his goddamn daddy.
Send him to his father.
You know what I'm saying? Damn, that check ain't doing shit.
That check don't last for so long.
That check ain't doing shit but fucking these kids up.
That's true.
A lot of you women sitting up here collecting checks and shit, getting Section 8. But these kids ain't shit. Like, and we can see it when you in stores, when you tell them stop, and they be like, shut up. See, my kids got more sense to tell me to shut up. Because they won't have no teeth in their mouth. You know what I'm saying? I don't play shit like that.
That's one thing I don't do is the talking back to the kid, to the parent.
Yeah, it's all about respect. And I see a lot of young ladies, y'all can't handle these boys. A lot of young ladies can't handle these girls.
Because they want to be friends.
You know, and it is, you know, that shit is spilling over into our community. And so, you know, a lot of people don't want to talk about, you know what I'm saying, crime that happened when it's black on black. They just want to talk about crime when it's a white person doing something to a black person. But our black community needs to step the fuck up because there's too many black on blacks killing each other for nothing.
We got to get back to it take a village to raise a child.
Because anytime you can't sit in your goddamn car and listen to the radio and get a peace of mind without somebody come up to you and shooting the fucking car up.
Or trying to take your car.
Yeah, that's fucked up. And any time you look at it, the age range is usually anywhere from 17 to about 35. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Them ridiculous, dude, 17, you not even be thinking about no shit like that.
You still got a whole life ahead of you and you worried about it. But you know what it is though? We glorify the quick dollar.
Yeah.
We glorify the quick dollar.
And we got to stop, you know, trying to make our kids into shit that's not helping our community.
We grow our kids up too fast.
Yeah. I mean, you know, coach them, teach them how to be, you know, valuable in their community. Not just to entertain. Mm-hmm. I mean, me and DJ do this podcast. It's a form of entertainment. But this is not the only vessel that I invest in.
It's not.
You know
Neither one of us.
And we do this for our people, information purposes. We do it for fun because we like, you know, just doing certain things. But it's a manifest of things that we do throughout the day.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And this is just part of it.
We stop our day. We halt our day to come and do this. Like, not boasting, we not boasting or bragging because we still ain't shit. We still ain't got shit. We still at the bottom of the totem pole. You know, so don't make it seem like we trying to pump and prime ourselves up because that's not what it is. We do this for free, but we got other establishments and other means of making money. You know, but yet and still within doing that, we halt our day to come and do this, to spread the love, to cheer somebody. I've gotten text messages, oh, I love y'all podcast. Oh, you all helped me. oh, DJ, you've become all of these different love quotes I've got for doing this podcast. I didn't know you was this smart. That's the number one, because I'm an asshole. You feel me? But when I'm on here, y'all don't see my asshole wave. You feel me?
Asshole lizard.
Yeah, they don't see my asshole lizard. You feel me? But we do this to give love, to show love, and to receive love.
So, you know, I say to the young mothers, the young fathers, you got to understand, yeah, your son might be great in football, but show him different other avenues.
That's
because, you know what I'm saying, we have a Michael Jordan, but you know how many players out here we have that's better than Michael Jordan that never had that chance that Michael Jordan got? You know what I'm saying? We got a Rick Ross. We got a Lil Wayne, T.I. You know how many other rappers that's out here greater than them that didn't get the opportunity and the shot they have? So it's like, okay, if all else fail,
then what?
you're right. I need to have more eggs in my basket. You know what I'm saying? Okay, your son like to rap. If he like to rap, guess what? He needs to be smart. Because rapping ain't just going in the studio, spitting some bars. You gotta have the fucking brain to understand contracts, business. So that means you might need a business degree to make sure that they ain't fucking you over.
And we ain't talking about, oh, to quick cop out, go get me a manager.
Right.
Be your own manager.
You gotta have a law degree. Go get you a law degree so you can understand the law and understand what you is. Cause see, what you gotta understand about rappers, a lot of them don't even own themselves. They don't own their name. They don't own their music.
They don't own their image.
They don't own their image.
So they're told to wear this and do that.
Exactly. They can't just get up and say, well, I'm gonna go to Detroit and do a free show.
Right.
They can't do that. Cause they under contract.
You know what I like though? Like, I like that. I'm not bashing us as blacks, but I like that other communities and other households, like the Arabs, like they'll get one big ass house and their whole family live in one big ass house, and they won't put their kids out until their kids ready to develop.
I mean, well, we as a community, we can't do that because everybody trying to live better than everybody. You know what I'm saying?
And we can't get along with mama and daddy rules.
Right. And see, what people got to understand is it's always levels to different shit. You know what I'm saying? And I learned a long time ago, it was a person that I know. They had opened up a business, and I was kind of like, you know, shocked by it. And I was like, you know, how were you able to do that? And, you know what I'm saying, I need information, and, you know what I'm saying, what steps do I got to take? And they basically, like, looked at me like, you wouldn't make it. You wouldn't know what to do. Like, you're not going to even tell me or show me? Like, nah, why would I tell you that? You know, basically saying, why would I try to make
level you up?
Right, make you better than what I am when I can look down on you.
Man, I got at least right now, my tax, man, I show love because I give love because people give me love. You feel me? I do looked out for me, my tax guy, Tony the Tax Wolf, look him up. Tony the Tax Wolf, Tony. The coldest thing walking. I trust and believe me. But when I bumped into him from a mutual brother, Mo, and we sat down, we talked, we had a good ass meeting. He was just spitting knowledge to me before I told him what I was looking to do and accomplish. I did that. Then I told him what I was looking to do and get accomplished. We set up my landscaping company, my lawn maintenance company. We went from there to some other stuff, and we hold good conversations, and I've learned so much from him that I'm literally I word from word give it to other people. Like, bro, this man, Tony the Tax Wolf, want you as a black brother or a black sister to succeed. So he don't hold the knowledge. I want him on this show so bad.
I mean, and it's with a lot of brothers and sisters, man. I have them come to me and tell me all the time. They be like, thanks. You know what I'm saying? If you would have never gave me that push, and you know, because there was so many people telling me that, you know, well, that's hard, and you can't do this, and you're not gonna be able to do it. But you was like, you know, like, fuck that, do it. Just go out on a limb, make it happen. Shit.
It's gonna be 1,000
What
people.
do you have to lose?
it's gonna be 1,000 people that tell you you can't do it.
Cause I mean, personally, I remember when you first started your lawn company, you know, and charged me full fucking price. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying?
That was one time. I ain't do that. I showed him love after. So he better not sit up here and not say that part.
But what I had, you know, anybody got to understand. Anybody that started a business, your price is your price.
And that's true.
You know what I'm saying? If,
don't let nobody
if
know.
If I don't like your price, guess what? I look for somebody else to do the job.
You know what I tell
But
people?
I never tell you.
Go ahead.
I never tell you push down on your price because, you know, get this or that. I mean, whatever you charge, whatever you feel is, that's your price you set. And if they respect you and they your people, be like, okay, I know he charged this, but I'm going to still patronize them and shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And if they do a good job, that's because they know they worth.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? They going to make it happen. Okay, I'm charging you this, but I'm giving you this. I'm giving you that.
My work speaks for itself.
Exactly.
I tell people this. This is me. I'm the Louis, Gucci, Prada, Fendi in the land of Nikes and Jordans. People so strong on Nike and Jordan that they're going to easily cop some Nikes and Jordans. Right. But you got to save a couple checks to get you some Louis, or you got to move a couple bags to get you some Louis Gucci and some, you know, Ferragamo. You read about it. That's my work. Mm-hmm. But when you put on that, you're going to look at it and be like, oh, I did what I had to do to get this. So when you purchase me to come and do something for you, you're going to be like, oh, this is what I pay. I got the work that I paid for.
And see, that's one thing I tell a lot of people in our community, and they got to understand. We in our community is so much involved in everybody else's success and their creativity, because you got to understand, it's so many creative black folks out here with so many good ideas.
I remember back in the day where the father was the everything. Like he was the mechanic, the electrician, the plumber. He was all of that. Yeah. And now it's like, I be telling people all I know how to do is cut grass, nigga. I can start you a business. I can cut your grass and start you and mentor the shit out your kids. But that's it.
I grew up in that era because, I mean, I work on cars. I do electrical. I do carpentry. You know what I'm saying? I do drywall. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how many men I had around me. You know what I'm saying? And that's the vast amount of work they did, because, I mean, when I was growing up, $20 was a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So when I was a kid, they'd be like, you want to come to work with me for the day? Like, hell yeah. Shit. Because, I mean, if I go on the block with $20, bam, everybody was, you the man. God damn, you got $20. You know, $20
that's how
these
old
days
you are,
ain't
bro.
shit.
That's how old you are. $20 is a buck, bro.
Right,
as soon as you
$1.
break it, it's gone. Like,
You
man.
know what I'm saying? But, I mean, that was my motivation back in the day. Like, you know, I need to learn. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I'm learning skills. Them skills that I learned back then, right now.
That's them forever skills.
Dude, can't nobody replace them with shit. Mm-mm. I mean, you know, I tell a lot of fathers, look, all you got to do, I don't give a damn if you know how to do the job or not. YouTube it.
Yeah.
Even if it's just putting in the sink, sit down with your son. You know what I'm saying? YouTube it and shit. Fix that sink. Put a faucet in.
Y'all learning together.
Exactly.
And that's a memory, bro.
You know, my daughter's like fashion. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta sit down sometimes, look at their fashion show. I gotta look at their drawings. I gotta, you know, be a critic, and just I'll be like,
you the everything.
Right. I don't know shit about fashion. You know what I'm saying? As far as, you know what I'm saying, sketching and designing. But I mean, even my daughters help me with, you know, Empress. You know, they design them shirts. They look at them and say, well, Dad, this should be this should be that. Okay, and when you get this new logo and, you know, do this, we're gonna put it here. So I mean, I actually have, you know, young girls basically running this clothing line. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? People look at me like, you know, okay, that's your clothing line. No, this is family, because these young women are learning to do business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they know about logo. They know about copyrights. They know about, you know what I'm saying, putting your image on something. Because they, you know, they'll tell you, man, oh, they can't use that.
Right.
This is ours.
This is on. We own this.
You know, and they very serious about what they do because if something goes out to the printer and come back and be like, oh, no, Dad, we ain't ordered that.
Yep.
That's not what we want.
And you teaching them at a young age, and it's something that they can take and always have. So what you doing is investing in your child, so your child will never be able to say that I can struggle.
Right.
Because if all means, oh, you ain't got to struggle because you got this.
You know, I said as I get older and being a father of 4 girls, I'm gonna hate to see them girls grow up because they're gonna be a motherfucking boy. Cause
but that's how you should want it.
Yeah, because I be like, you know, I hope they able to find some men because they so goddamn strong headed, and you know, when it comes to just setting a plan in motion and you know figuring it out, and you know what I'm saying, lost cause or whatever, problem solving, they own it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's going to take a dude that's motivated and about his business to catch their interest.
And that's how you should, as a father, because when I look at you with the way you are with your daughters, that's how I say I want to be with my daughter and my niece, Riley. Happy birthday, Riley. Love you, baby. That's how I want them to be. I want them to stay together and grow up together. I was just talking to my sister about this. I want them to stay up together and grow up together, that if a nigga try to talk to them, boy, you better because Riley got a damn good daddy, and a damn good stepdaddy, and a damn good couple uncles. So if my daddy or my stepdaddy can't do it, it's gonna get done regardless.
Exactly.
So you being a guy, man, you better come up and say, it is more than just your beauty. It's what I can do for you. And I ain't saying guys I'm not speaking in the sense of tricking or nothing like that. I'm saying in the sense of if I want you, I have to show you that I want you, and it's more than just love.
Right.
Because you got to be able to provide too. Provide, protect. You got to do all of that, and all of that is a package deal.
And see, a lot of us dudes got to understand too, when you talk about providing for a woman,
it's more than $40.
I mean, I mean, and you providing for a woman, you got to understand, you can't provide for every woman.
That's true.
Because there's a lot of women that's not worthy for you to provide for. And you as a man, you got to hold yourself to a higher standard of a woman that you choose to be with. And you got to do some investigation. So you got to understand, we so quick to want to jump into bed with a woman and, you know what I'm saying, and just, you know, be with them sexually. But we not, you know, patient enough to know them mentally and see what they about. And as a father, if you got daughters, ain't no way you should be bringing every woman you meet
to the crib
around your daughter to your crib, because I mean, every woman you meet ain't worthy of being around your kid. Ain't worthy of acting like a woman. And you know what type of women you dealing with. You know what type of women you laying down with.
That's true.
So you gotta have respect not only for your kids, but respect for yourself. You know, I've been single numerous of times in between kids, and you know, I always base myself on like, everybody that I date or go out with is not gonna meet my kids.
That's not how it's supposed to.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta investigate you. I gotta see what type of person you are. You know what I'm saying? I gotta see, you know, what you about, how you raise your kids, how you keep your house. What morals do you have? You know what I'm saying? What do you think about yourself on a daily basis? Because I'm not about to have anybody around my kids that's gonna destroy or deteriorate what I put in place for.
Thank you. What you putting into them.
You know, so I mean, we have to be on that same level, because I mean, a lot of us dudes, and yeah, it's our fault. A lot of us do go after some big titties and a big ass. And we gotta get out of that shit, because I mean, we failing out here.
Yeah.
We failing. A big ass and some nice titties is fucking us over. We looking bad out here.
Because that's all we care about.
you got to look at a woman for what's upstairs.
That's true.
You know, I once told this one woman, I mean, young lady just thought that, you know, she was the bomb, man. She might have been the bomb in her world, but like I told her, you know, if all you bringing to the table is some pussy, that's not good enough for me.
It's not.
I can't fit everything I have in your 1-bedroom apartment. You know what I'm saying? Because your mind is small. You know what I'm saying? You can, I don't give a fuck if you got 1,000 purses, Fendi, Louis in your goddamn closet. You got a wall full of sneakers. You got the, you know, all the latest jeans. You got 1,000 Gucci belts. What the fuck is that doing for me? That showed me that you a consumer.
I was just about to say that. You like to spend money?
Right. I'm not a goddamn consumer. I'm a boss. I make shit happen. Not only for myself, but the people around me.
That's true.
So I'm never going to play myself to the point where I'm making somebody else rich and not doing shit for myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people say, well, you still hold a job, so you are making somebody rich. No, I don't hold a job. That's capital. Because, see, that money I make from my capital funds my business.
Mm-hmm.
And it funds shit for other folks, too. Because the higher on the plateau I go, guess what? I'm throwing down that rope and that ladder, and I'm pulling on my people that's about business that's, you know, up there with me. Because for the simple fact, I can't do this shit by myself. In order for me to get to the top of my podium,
talk to them.
I need all them other people that's just as smart as me to see the shit that I don't see. Because I can't see everything. So when I bring them people up, if I'm into some shit that ain't on the up and up, guess what? I got a family that's loyal to me, telling me what I need to do and what we need to do to move to that next level. Because what? I done helped them get up that ladder.
Yeah.
And, you know, they can look at me in my eye and see that I'm equal to them. I'm not better than them. I'm equal.
It's a team. It's a team.
Because, you know, that goes back to what you said, that community. And making shit happen. And that's what we got to teach our kids. These kids out here ain't nowhere near no village or no goddamn community.
Hell no.
I mean, they don't have the mindset. They don't have shit going for them. We not teaching them shit. So it's like if we put them in positions where they learning and they got some type of skill or hobby set, they won't be out here doing this dumb shit because they got other things to do.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? When you idle, you just think of all types of shit.
I was just about to say that. When you idle, you get to thinking like a motherfucker. It ain't never nothing positive.
Exactly.
I ain't gonna say never. It's rarely anything positive, but it's more what you see already.
Right. So, you know, a lot of you women, you got to understand that, you know, if you constantly calling your kids father the deadbeat, you might be the one that's the deadbeat.
I agree with that statement.
You know what I'm saying?
And vice versa.
If you a father that feel that you can't go around your kids because you're not financially stable, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Grow the fuck up.
Please.
It ain't always about money. I don't give a fuck. Every woman in this world can call me a broke ass nigga. Yes, I've been claiming broke for the longest. I'm a broke ass nigga. That means don't fuck with me. Keep it going. You know what I'm saying? But I'm valuable to my kids. I'm a fucking mountain of gold to them because the knowledge I can give them and the love I can give them, I'm worth every penny of it.
That's true.
So just because I can't buy you a car or buy you a Fendi bag or buy you that motherfucking house in Bloomfield Hills, if that makes me not shit, well, fuck you.
You wanna know who I want to speak to? Those fathers who trying, because I know this guy. I'm not gonna say his name. I know this guy, and he in a relationship with his child's mother, but you know they hit a hard patch.
Right.
She working, he not. You know, his job was better than hers. I'm sorry, but now you know her job, her money can't flip everything. So now they descending. Right. You feel me? For those ones who actually want and actually is trying, but just you know, life has its up and downs, and at this point you at a down spurt. You know, keep pushing.
Like
keep
I tell dude,
hard, man.
You gotta understand. I don't give a fuck. As a man, always should have a job. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're about to say. I know what you're about to say.
Me personally, I wouldn't give a fuck if I had to jump on a bus and go to these, because I always tell people, they tell me I got a record. There's so many temporary companies out here that's hiring, you know what I'm saying? And you can get a job at, and it's not a discouragement saying that, you know, motherfucker not doing shit, but it's like other options. Yeah. Sometimes people don't even know.
I was speaking in a sense of still trying to find this.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you can never give up. I don't give a fuck. Okay, I don't give a fuck if it's been like a month. You still ain't find a job.
I tell my little brother this, man. He got an F on his record and all of this and all of that. I said, bro, if you can't find a way, make a way.
Yeah. I mean, it's like this. I tell the motherfucker, as long as you're doing something, do it. I don't care if you've been looking for a job for a
positive.
Month. Right.
Something positive. We not advocates of nothing negative and nothing illegal. No.
You know how many
that benefits us.
You know how many landlords out here just looking for somebody, you know, to do something. If you could paint, go on Facebook. Yeah. I'm a painter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I paint houses. You know, somebody needs somebody to paint.
Always.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
clean up. If you demolition, clean up over, man, you can always find a couple dollars.
I mean, but we as men, we got to stay busy. Yeah. And we got to keep our minds going because, I mean, okay, shit, you know, yeah, I lost my job. You know what I'm saying? I'm not working. My woman taking, you know, the weight right now.
Uh-huh.
Tomorrow, you know, I put an ad on Facebook or in the paper. Look, I paint rooms, $40 a room. That's your fucking business right there. You just open your own goddamn business and didn't even know it.
That's true.
Because if you do good work, guess what? She gonna refer you to her friend. That friend gonna refer you to a couple of other motherfuckers. Pretty soon you're gonna be like, you know what? I can't do this job by myself. I need to get somebody else with me. You know what I'm saying? So that's turning into a goddamn business. You gotta understand that. If you know how to work on cars, you know what I'm saying? Work on your car. Work on somebody's car in the neighborhood. Look at shit. Go to school. Be like, fuck it. Let me take me a class real quick. Give me a certification in changing oil and shit like that. Then you get a job from there. Then you go from there to mechanic. See, everything is not just bam, just like that.
And that's what a lot of motherfuckers be looking for, that quick dollar, bro. That quick dollar lead quick too.
You know, it's steps to it. I see a lot of my people, you know what I'm saying, started business probably 10 or 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. And right now just starting to get that recognition and get that following. You know what I'm saying? They've been looking for. And, you know, they tell me all the time, you know what, if I would have stopped a long time ago when I was barely even selling, don't you know I would have never got to this level?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, I could finally walk out my job and tell them to kiss my ass. You know what I'm saying? Because I no longer have to be an employee. I'm a boss.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And we, as African Americans, that should be our plateau. That should be what the fuck we going after. Not to be nobody consumer, not to be nobody employer, but to be our own bosses. And we got to start our own business. Yeah. We got to have that shit back. You know, my company is called Black Wall Street. It's called Black Wall Street for the simple fact that I'm into pulling people together to build a black utopia. And it's not excluding white folks, and it's not a racial thing, but it's basically we want the same thing they have.
Taking care of home, man. Don't you say it for what it is. I got to take care of home.
Equality.
Yeah.
Building our communities. Picking up where others done left off and done dropped the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got to make this society better. If we tired of the crime, the killing and shit, there's something we got to do about that shit.
That's right. We
can't let that shit continue to happen because it's fucking up our community. And, you know, a lot of people be like, yeah, when you talk, you know, you cuss a lot. It's because I don't give a fuck about cussing. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. That's your answer.
It's understanding the fucking message.
That's your answer right there.
You know what I'm saying? We not understanding the message. It's not enough of us being real with each other.
I can't keep deliberating what I got to say in a nice way if you're not catching it.
Right. I don't give a, fuck about, when motherfuckers say, well, you put a negative spin on the black community. No, I'm not putting a negative spin on the black community. At all. It's always been fucking negative when you out here killing each other for stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? We have to take fucking responsibility. I know we don't like taking responsibility. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of time black people talk and they want us to own up to shit, and they get backlash for it. Then they start, backpedaling and saying they sorry. I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna say I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see no white person kill a black person, but I don't want to see no black person kill a black person either.
That's true.
I don't want to see motherfuckers just misusing our kids because we haven't taught them shit.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? We sending our kids back into slavery. Every time one of them get arrested and go to jail and go to prison, they back into slavery. We missing so many people from our communities that could be doing things as far as, go to certain cities. Go to Berkeley. Go to Royal Oak. Look at all them communities striving. Now drive down Van Dyke and 7 Mile. You know what I'm saying? Drive down motherfucking Gratiot and 6 and 7 Mile. What the fuck do you see striving? Shit. Them commercial buildings abandoned.
I was just about to say.
You know what I'm saying? Burnt up, tore down. I mean, to me, it don't make sense to me if you got a 740 in your fucking driveway and your fucking grass ain't cut, or you ain't got a goddamn screen door.
Oh, you live
that's
in a
bullshit.
House.
Yeah, that's bullshit. You got a 740, but you can't even take care of your fucking property.
Right.
Then the excuse you give because I'm renting. Nigga, take care of where the fuck you live. I don't give a fuck if you rent or not. Why would you treat somebody else shit like that?
Right.
You wouldn't want them to treat your shit like that. So it's like, man, taking accountability for what the fuck we do. Stop talking about what everybody else do. Focus on what the fuck you do. And how we make our community better, or how we make our life better. How can I expect my sons or daughters to look at me and say that, my father does, a great job raising them, if they see that I don't keep my property up, if they see everything I'm interested in is materialistic and not, I work 40 hours but not building my own fucking business. You work 40 hours for somebody else, but you can't invest 10 to 15 hours in yourself.
To yourself.
You know what I'm saying? You can't put together a business where you get yourself motivated, not only yourself motivated, but your kids motivated. Because your kids are going to be interested in what the fuck you do.
Yep.
So if you show your kids from rip, like, hey, I'm building a business because I don't want to work for somebody all my life.
That's true.
Your kids will follow foot. Like my dad say, don't work for nobody all my life, become my own boss. So in order for me to become my own boss, I got to cut out on some of the luxuries that everybody else have. They like them, they want them, but they don't need them.
That's true.
So I'd rather suffer now to get to the point where I build my business where I really can afford the shit I want. Exactly. And instead of getting shit that you can't afford.
I was about to say, then you going upscale. You getting shit that them motherfuckers get the EV in you.
Right. And I mean, you gotta work. You gotta get the naysayers out your fucking life.
Man, who say what?
You gotta get the naysayers, the motherfucking downers, the motherfuckers that tell you that that shit ain't no work. Anytime a motherfucker approach you and be like, yeah, I heard you start a little business, that ain't your friend.
That's true.
That's not your friend. That's a fucking hater.
Ain't no biting in my circle, man.
So,
we don't bite each other.
What makes my shit so little? And what the fuck are you doing that make your shit so prevalent?
I got a group chat that I'm in on Messenger. I mean, not Messenger, my text message. Me and my bros. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us. 1, 2, 3, 4 of us. We all do lawn service, right? We all got our own lawn service business. We don't talk bad about each other. We shoot each other. We show love to each other. You feel me? We don't backbite each other. We want each other. They company's better than my company. But in a sense, if you looking out, looking in, they pushing their shit. I got other stuff I do.
Right.
So I want mine to hit right where it's at, 60 to 50 people. Right. You feel me? They trampling over that. That's what they got. I don't look and be like, oh man, I'm still pushing them, do this, do that. If I can help them, I go help them. If they can help me, they can help me.
What people gotta understand is, in the line of business I'm in, I can't do every fucking thing. You know what I'm saying?
Outsource resources.
Exactly. I mean, I got brothers out here that like do a damn good job. My man Mitch Wood, give you a shout out. You know what I'm saying? He handle a lot of the carpentry and the wood building. Cause I tell him, I mean, I can only do so much and stay on schedule. But I know he's one of the dudes, you know what I'm saying, that lights shit up. He does great ass work.
Good, right.
So, you know, when I get so many jobs and I feel like, hey, you know, I'm full. I can't get no more. It's time for somebody else to eat.
Outsource resource.
I mean, sometimes I see contractors and people just, man, I want everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to, you know, give nobody no play. You know, I want everything for myself.
There's only so much you can eat before. Once you start overeating, you get full. Then once you get full, you start half-ass working.
Yep.
And once you start half-ass working, now you putting a dent in your company's name.
Exactly.
Quality, but no quantity. Quantity, but no quality.
Right.
I want quality.
All right. I want that comeback work where people always, you know what I'm saying? Let me set the tone of it to let you know if I'm gonna be able to do this or not. Right now, at the moment, I'm booked until such and such. You know what I'm saying? So it's on you basically if you want to wait. But I don't want to start a job and you waiting on me to finish it.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Or I don't want to accept you and then you waiting on me to get there and I done forgot about you because I'm banging.
Yeah.
You feel me?
So, you know, anytime we got to understand in the black community, if we know people that's doing the same thing, the same job, you know what I'm saying, pass it on.
You're going to let that man eat.
That's where we get that misconception of black people with business have an attitude. They don't have an attitude. They overload themselves. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And they you know, try to satisfy everybody, but they can't. Then they unwilling to, you know, help others.
Right.
That's that form of selfishness. Because anytime you don't want to see other people do good, that's selfishness. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want to look down at people. Oh, don't look down at anybody in your community. Lift them up.
As soon as it comes, as soon as it can go. But what we must say is that's the end of the show. Any Everything podcast by Two Kings. That was our very first Father's Day edition of our show, man. We definitely proud of this show. So make sure y'all share, tag, and repost. Just for the love, man. We appreciate all the love y'all give us, all the love we get, all the love that y'all show. You got anything to say?
And like I say, fellas, if you trying to, you know what I'm saying, see your kids and be in your kids' life.
Definitely.
And you having problems and you need information, hit me up. Houston Off Jackson on Facebook, hit my messenger, whatever. I mean, my cousin, he's a lawyer, Robbie Gaines, you know, Gaines and Gaines. I mean, we can walk you through it. We can make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, I think it shouldn't be a father in the world without access to their kids.
That's true.
I mean, if you taking care of your business and you trying and you want to be there in your kid's life, that's where you should be. You know what I'm saying? So don't, you know, drop your head and feel like it's hopeless. It ain't never hopeless. I fought for 4 years. And it was 4 long years. But at the end of that, you know, road, I got what I was looking for.
That's right.
And I fought every moment of it. So it's worth it. Just to see that, you know, smile on your kid's face.
Because that's what you want at the end of the day.
Right. So keep your head up and keep pushing that shit. Make it happen.
That's true.
All right, we about to get up out of here. We gone.
All right, man. Thanks for coming out.
Appreciate everybody. Thanks for listening.
I swear to God, this is all.